Welcome to this fun journey of building a ChatGPT-powered WinForms app in C#. We'll not only build a simple Windows form tool that talks to ChatGPT, but also explore the world behind the curtain, how ChatGPT normally works on chatopenai.com, how using the API is different, how to set up your OpenAI account and billing, and even some fun trivia about OpenAI's history. So, what's the difference between using ChatGPT on chatopenai.com and using it via the API in our C# tool? On the ChatGPT website, there's a chat interface. You type a message, hit send, and a conversation flows back and forth in a web page. It's user-friendly and stateful. It remembers previous messages in the conversation. However, behind the scenes on the API side, you don't get that fancy chat window. Instead, your program sends a text prompt to OpenAI's servers using code, and the server returns a text response. It's a different mode of interaction. One is a graphical chat, the other is a RESTful API call. With the API, you have to manage the messages and context yourself, but it means you can use ChatGPT's intelligence inside your own applications, like our WinForms app, rather than in the browser. Think of chatopenai.com as a friendly waiter taking your order, whereas the API is your own kitchen where you place orders programmatically. Both call the same chef, GPT 3.5 or GPT-4 models, but one uses a nice GUI and the other uses code. To get started with the API, you need an account on OpenAI's platform at platformopenai.com. This is separate from just logging into chatopenai.com, though you can use the same login email. Here's how to set it up. Sign up, log in, go to platformopenai.com and sign in with your email or Google/Microsoft account. If it's your first time, you'll create an account. They usually send a verification email. Confirm it so you're officially in. At this place you can already create your first API key. Just give it a name and hit create. It will show you a key starting with SK. Copy and save this key securely. You'll paste it into your code later. This key is secret, treat it like a password. Don't publish it on GitHub or anywhere public. We will skip to the part with the payment for now. But we will come back later for that. Now you are on the main page. With the settings button on the top right you can reach all the interesting stuff. There you have the API key where you can add more keys if needed or you forget your old key, and also add a payment method and check the usage. But now let's start with the tool creation by setting up a new WinForms project in Visual Studio. Create a new WinForms project, open Visual Studio. Select Create New Project, choose Windows Forms app. NET framework, name it something like ChatGPT. After that you can drag a rich text box for the user to type a question. Set its name to user, input. Add a button, call it send with the text send question. Add another rich text box for the response, name it response, and maybe disable editing so it's read-only. Optionally, add a label above each box, your question, ChatGPT says. Arrange them neatly. Install the OpenAI NuGet package. In Solution Explorer, right-click the project, choose Manage NuGet Packages. Search for OpenAI, the official library, install the latest stable version. This gives us the classes to talk to the API. Now it's time for some fun facts and history about OpenAI. It was founded in December 2015 by tech luminaries like Elon Musk and Sam Altman as a non-profit research lab to advance AI for good. They wanted to ensure AI benefits humanity. The GPT in ChatGPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. OpenAI released GPT-2 in 2019. It had 1.5 billion parameters, but initially only a staged rollout because of safety concerns. Then in June 2020, GPT-3 astonished everyone with 175 billion parameters, enabling remarkably coherent text generation. On November 30, 2022, OpenAI launched ChatGPT, the chat interface, powered by an improved GPT 3.5 model. First we need some variables. The chat client is our connection to the AI. We need also the API key that we copied already after creation. Place it in our variable API key. In real projects you'd use environment variables or a secure store. After that is done, we use the event handler from our button, that we already created with a double click on the control. Here the magic begins. First we read the user input out of the text box and store it into the variable user input. That will be our question to the AI. Then after a fast check if the input is empty, we initialize the chat client with the needed data like model and API key. Until we code maybe some other facts about ChatGPT and OpenAI. It went viral overnight, millions of people tried it in the first days. It even crashed servers with its popularity. In March 2023, OpenAI released GPT-4, an even more powerful model, rumored to be in the trillions of parameters, and it can even handle images. ChatGPT Plus users got access first, and eventually the API was opened up. GPT-4o and other models keep pushing the boundaries. Then just give it to the API and provide the answer back to the user. That is all. Now you have already a working tool with AI. But there is still one thing needed. Let's check if it is working and then you will see. A quick note from real life: the first time I ran my code above, I got an error instead of an answer. The form just hung or showed a message insufficient _quota or an authentication error. I realized I hadn't completed the billing setup on the OpenAI platform. This is a common stumbling block. Even though I had a key, I hadn't added my credit card info to activate the account. So what I did was, I went back to platform.openai.com, logged in, and double-checked billing. Sure enough, it needed a valid card or at least a confirmation. I added the payment method and saved. You see the full steps in this video. After I charged $5, I removed the credit card out of my account. That is not needed, but I use this account only for testing in my YouTube video, so $5 will be enough. In the usage section you see also the actual data for your API and the still available money. Then I came back to Visual Studio and ran the app again. Ta-da! This time, when I clicked the button, the API call succeeded and I got a response in my app window. Moral of the story: if your requests fail with an error message about billing or permission, check that payment method. A small delay for setup can save a headache later. Once the billing was properly set up, the tool worked reliably, answering all my questions. This was just the start. There are many more options available that we can cover over the API. Just let me know in the comments if you need more or want to extend the tool. We covered a lot today, from getting set up on the OpenAI platform to understanding tokens and billing, then actually coding a C# WinForms app that queries ChatGPT. We saw our tool come to life, stumbled over a billing hiccup, and learned a bit of AI history along the way. It's really exciting. In a few dozen lines of code, you can harness the power of one of the most advanced AIs out there. Thank you for following along. Now you have the foundation to build all sorts of AI-powered Windows apps. Maybe next, you'll add a feature to handle more conversation turns, or try using GPT-4 if you have access, or even connect speech to text so you talk to your app. The sky's the limit. Keep experimenting, and have fun with your new ChatGPT-powered creation. Welcome back to part 2 of our ChatGPT tool series. In the last video, we built our very own ChatGPT-powered chatbot using C# and the official OpenAI NuGet package. We connected everything with the real OpenAI API, and yes, it actually talked back to us. If you missed the video, check out my channel. I put the link also in this video description. There all steps are explained to get the connection to the API working. Today, we're upgrading our tool with the ability to generate images using DALL OpenAI's image generation model. And the best part? We're doing it right inside our already existing Windows Forms app. Alright, let's dive right into the code. We've added a picture box to display the generated image, and 2 buttons. One for generating the image, and another for saving it. So let's start in the button click event from our generation button. Simple and clean. We call our asynchronous generate image async method when the user clicks. Here's where the magic happens. Inside this method, we first grab the user prompt from the text box. If the prompt is empty, we show a friendly message. Then comes the real star. We're using the official OpenAI image client to connect with DALL, the image generation engine. We pass our API key and model name, DALL. Did you know? DALL understands even very complex prompts and can generate images that follow instructions almost perfectly, including detailed scenes, styles, and even text. Now we define the image generation options. Let's break it down. Quality. Standard gives us good quality without going full HD. The size we chose is wide and cinematic, perfect for thumbnails or presentations. The style. Vivid option gives us bold, colorful results. And we want the image in raw byte format for direct use. While generating, we disable the button and show generating as feedback for the user. Then we clear the picture. Now this line. We call the API, wait for DALL middle.e to generate the image, and receive it as binary data. We then create a temporary file. We save the image locally and then load it into our picture box. Just like that, your WinForms app becomes a full-blown AI art generator. And it only took a few lines of C#. Now let's talk about saving the image manually. We check if there's an image. If not, we warn the user. Otherwise, we use a save file dialog to let the user choose where to save it. Boom! Just like that, AI-generated art saved to your computer. So now your ChatGPT tool has two minds, one for text, one for art. You can ask it. Draw a cyberpunk city at night. Imagine a robot playing guitar on Mars. Or even a cat with sunglasses surfing a rainbow. Seriously. Try it. The results are wild. OpenAI released the first DALL Middle.E model in 2021, and DALL Middle.E3 came out in 2023 with much better prompt understanding and safety filters. With every generation, the models became smarter, not only in drawing but also in following your exact instructions. The future of AI art is here, and now, it's in your app. And yes, you're still using the same API key. Image generation costs more than text, but for fun projects or small batches, it's perfect. As of now, generating one high-quality DALL Middle.E3 image costs 4 cents. So with just $5 credit, you can generate around 125 images. That's it for today's follow-up. If you like this feature, hit the like button, share the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic WinForms plus AI tutorials. In the next part, maybe we'll turn it into a meme generator. Or a logo creator. Or maybe even a comic book panel tool. Let me know in the comments what you want to build next with AI. Thanks for watching, and have fun coding with creativity. Welcome to this new video on my channel. In one of the last videos we took care of the AI of ChatGPT and built our own chat tool which we have extended with an image generator in the following video. I'll link you to the whole playlist in the description in case you missed a part. Today we will extend our ChatGPT tool with a voice output function. Here is a small demo of one of the voices.
Sure, here are the capital cities of the largest countries in the world by land area. 1. Russia, Moscow. 2. Canada, Ottawa. 3. United States, Washington, D.C.
First, let's add some controls to the tool. We just need a combo box for the voice and a button to output the language, that's all. In the form load event handler we fill the combo box with some voices for our voice generation. You can later choose one of them before creation. Now let's take a look at how we generate speech using the OpenAI API and play it back in our C# WinForms app. When the speak button is clicked, we first grab the response text that we want to convert to audio. If it's empty or just white space, we simply exit the method. Next, we grab the selected voice from the combo box. This could be a voice like Nova, Echo, or Shimmer, depending on your OpenAI settings. Then we generate a temporary file path using a random GID for uniqueness. We'll use this path in one of the playback methods. After that, we initialize the audio client using the TTS1 model and our API key. We call generate speech to get back the spoken audio from the text in MP3 format. Option 1, comment it out. The first option is the most basic and requires no extra packages. We save the MP3 data directly to a file using File. Write all bytes, and then open that file with the system default audio player using Process. This works, but it pops up an external player, and that's not very smooth or integrated.
Ryan Kaji, Ryan's World, estimated earnings $26 million. 2 Mr. Beast, estimated earnings $24 million. 3 Dude Perfect, estimated earnings $23 million. 4 Markiplier, estimated earnings $19.5 million. 5 PewDiePie, estimated earnings $15.5 million. Ryan Kaji, Ryan's World, estimated earnings $26 million. 2 Mr. Beast, estimated earnings $24 million. 3 Dude Perfect, estimated earnings $23 million. 4 Markiplier, estimated earnings $19.5 million. 5 PewDiePie, estimated earnings $15.5 million.
The second option is much better, but it does require an additional NuGet package called NAudio. I will already use that in another video and made a short tutorial about the usage in a voice recorder example tool. I put you the link in the description. Instead of saving to a file, we stream the MP3 bytes directly in memory. We wrap the byte array in a memory stream, read it with File Reader, and send it to WaveOut event to play the audio inline, directly in the app. This gives us a seamless, embedded audio playback experience without launching any external programs. And while the audio is playing, we hold the thread with thread. Sleep in a loop until playback is done. So, while both methods work, option 2 gives a much more professional and polished result, ideal for tools that are meant to feel complete and user-friendly. But use whatever you want. Feel free to comment this video to get more or missing features. And don't forget to have fun.
Sure, here are the capital cities of the largest countries in the world by land area. 1. Russia, Moscow. 2. Canada, Ottawa. 3. United States, Washington, D.C. 4. China, Beijing. 5. Brazil, Brasilia. 6. Australia, Canberra. 7. India, New Delhi. 8. Argentina, Buenos Aires. 9. Kazakhstan, Nur Sultan. 10. Algeria, Algiers.
Welcome to this new video on my channel. In one of the last videos we took care of the AI of ChatGPT and built our own chat tool which we have extended with an image generator and a voice output.
Sure, here are the capital cities of the largest countries in the world by land area.
Now we are ready to talk to the tool. Right? So let's implement a voice-to-text function using NAudio to generate the sound file of our voice and transcribe it using the API. So let's start. I'll link you to the whole playlist in the description in case you missed a part. First, let's add a new button to the tool. We will use it to speak to the OpenAI API, so we don't need to write our prompt. We just need to talk to get what we want. It's cool, or? To record our voice we use the NuGet NAudio that we installed already for option 2 in our last video. Don't worry if you missed it. I linked you the full series to this video. Before we start we need some variables. We need wave and event, a class from NAudio that captures live audio from your microphone. Wave file writer writes raw audio data into a wave file. And recorded file to store the path and a bool to track if we record or not. After that is done we can arrange it into a region and start in the click event from our new button to get everything working. Here's how my voice command button works inside my AI tool. When you click it, the app checks if it's already recording. If not, boom, we set everything up to start recording from your microphone. We create a new microphone input using Wave in Event, and we tell it to record at 16,000 Hz. That's the ideal format for OpenAI's Whisper speech-to-text model. These lines connect our mic input to two event handlers. One grabs the live audio data, the other handles cleanup when we stop recording. We generate a unique file name in the system's temp folder, so each recording is saved separately. This takes the live mic data and writes it into a WAV file on disk, ready for transcription. And with this, the mic is live and recording begins. When the button is clicked again, we stop the mic, reset our recording flag, and return the button label to normal. Now the audio file is ready to be sent to Whisper. So this one button toggles between recording and stopping, saving your voice into a file that will send to OpenAI's Whisper model for transcription. Clean, fast, and super cool. Okay, so what happens while we're recording? That's where the Wave in underscore data available event comes in. Wave in data available, this fires every time new audio data is available from the microphone, which is happening constantly while you talk. It writes that data, your voice, into the Wave file we prepared earlier. Flush makes sure it's saved instantly, so nothing is lost if you stop mid-sentence. Wave in recording stopped. Now when you click the button again to stop recording, this Wave in underscore recording stopped method runs. We clean up the mic input and file writer to free up memory and make sure everything's closed properly. Then we pass the audio file to a method called transcribe, and this is where the real AI magic happens. We send your voice to OpenAI's Whisper model, and get clean, readable text back. So, one event saves your speech while you're talking, the other cleans up and sends it to Whisper when you stop. Smooth and automatic, just how a smart AI tool should be. Now let's talk about the part where the real AI magic happens, the transcribe method. We start by creating an audio client. This connects to OpenAI's Whisper model, which is a powerful speech-to-text AI. We pass it our API key and specify the model as Whisper 1. Next, we send the audio file that we just recorded. This method uploads your voice and gets a transcription. Basically, it listens and writes down what you said. And just like that, the spoken words are now text. We insert the transcribed result into the input text box so the user can see it, edit it, or send it directly to ChatGPT. If anything goes wrong, like no internet or invalid file, we catch the error and show a friendly message box instead of crashing. So with just a few lines of code, we turn your recorded voice into readable text, thanks to Whisper and the OpenAI API. It's fast, it's accurate, and it's hands-free. So it's time for a test. And that's it, we just turned your voice into text using OpenAI's Whisper model, all inside our custom C# WinForms tool. We've now got chat, image generation, voice input and output, but trust me, we're just getting started. Let me know in the comments, what feature should I add next? If you enjoyed this, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next build. You won't want to miss what's coming. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep building amazing things. Welcome to this short fun extension of our AI tool. In one of the last videos we took care of the AI of ChatGPT and built our own chat tool which we have extended with an image generator and a voice output and a voice-to-text function using NAudio. So pretty cool stuff until now. In this part we add a cool joke generator to the tool. So let's start. With just one click, it'll either tell you a funny programming joke, or give you a short motivational quote to power up your day. Here's how it works, step by step. First, we randomly choose between two moods, humor or inspiration. That's done with a simple random. Next 0, 2, which gives us either 0 or 1. If we get a 0, we'll ask ChatGPT for a safe for work programming joke. Otherwise, it fetches a motivational quote. Next, we temporarily disable the button to prevent extra clicks and show a loading message so the user knows something's happening. Then we create a new chat client using your OpenAI API key and send the prompt, that could be either the joke or the quote, directly to ChatGPT. When the response comes back, we display it in the response text box, formatted as if the assistant is talking to the user. And finally, we re-enable the button and reset the text back to generate joke. This add-on is a lightweight and fun way to make your app more human. It adds personality, entertains your users with quick developer humor, and gives them a boost of daily motivation, all powered by AI. It's a great way to keep things fresh, useful, and engaging. Every great app starts with a single idea. And you just made yours smarter with AI. Keep coding. Keep experimenting. And never stop having fun along the way.
Why do programmers prefer dark mode? Because the light attracts bugs. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. Why was the JavaScript developer sad? Because he didn't know how to null his feelings.
You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. Maya Angelou.
If this little feature made you smile or sparked a new idea, just wait for what's coming next.
Believe in yourself and all that you are. Remember that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle.
Hello and welcome back to my channel. In the last video, we extended our AI tool with a fun feature, a joke and motivation generator. It looked a little something like this.
Believe in yourself and all that you are. Remember that there is something inside you that is greater than any obstacle.
But now it's time to level up. Today, we're adding a brand new function. Our tool will now be able to generate summaries from files, whether it's a Word document, a text file, or even Excel sheets, and deliver the summary as text or even as voice output. Here's a quick example. This summary was created from a C# Word document using just one click.
C# is an object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft in 2000, combining the robustness of C++ with the simplicity of Visual Basic. It is statically typed, features OOP principles, clear syntax, and integrates well with the .NET ecosystem, making it suitable for developing Windows applications, web services, and enterprise software.
So let's dive in and see how to make it happen. We have to add two new controls to the tool. One button to load the file and one Como box to select the style that we want. If that is done, we set some styles to the Como box and we are ready to code the whole stuff. We start in the button click event. I will explain everything after coding. So relax and enjoy the music. First, we use an open file dialog so users can pick and file. Then, depending on the file type, we read its content. I will explain it later because some NuGet packages are needed to get this data. Now that we have the content of the file, it's time to send it to ChatGPT, but we don't just send plain text. Instead, we structure the conversation using two types of messages, a system message and a user message. Let's break that down. We create a new list of chat message objects, which will define the context and content of the AI conversation. First comes the system chat message. This message tells the AI who it is and how it should behave. In this case, we say, "You are a helpful assistant." Right after that, we append the instruction based on the user's selected style, like summarizing in bullet points or tweet form. This sets the tone and purpose for the response. Then comes the user chat message. This message represents the actual request from the user, in our case. Please summarize the following content. Followed by the full content of the file that we just loaded. Together, these two messages, the system message for context and the user message with the file content, give ChatGPT everything it needs to generate a relevant and accurate summary. This structured format is key to getting quality responses, and it makes the assistant feel smarter, more focused, and more helpful. Based on that, we build the prompt and let ChatGPT handle the magic. After just a few seconds, the summary appears in the response box, clean, clear, and ready to use. And just like that, your AI tool now understands documents. This feature is perfect for quickly scanning reports, notes, or long spreadsheets, and getting instant insights without reading through everything. Stick around for more powerful upgrades like this. And remember, we're not just building tools, we're building smart assistants. Let's take a closer look at how we read the content from different file types, and why we need special NuGet packages to make it all work. This part of the code uses a try-catch block. That means we're trying to load the content safely, and if something goes wrong, we catch the error and show a message to the user instead of crashing the app. Now, let's break down each case. Text files are plain and lightweight. C# can read them natively using system.io, without any extra library. So this just grabs the entire content of the file as a single string. If the file is a Word document ending with .docx, things get more complex. .docx files are not plain text, they're actually compressed XML-based documents created by Microsoft Word. To read them in C#, we use a NuGet package called docx from the xseed. Words. .NET library. This package allows us to open a Word file, extract the raw text, and ignore all the formatting, images, or layout. It makes dealing with Word documents super easy, without having to install or automate Microsoft Office. If the file is an Excel spreadsheet ending with XLSX, we use another approach. Excel files, like Word files, are also structured and not plain text. We use another popular NuGet package called closed XML to open and read them. In this case, we grab the first worksheet, find all the used cells, and combine their values into one big string. This gives us all the data from the Excel sheet that we can then summarize using AI. Without these packages, we'd need to manually decode complicated document structures, or worse, force users to copy and paste text themselves. By using the right libraries, we keep the tool simple, smart, and flexible.
C# is an object-oriented programming language developed by Microsoft in 2000, combining the robustness of C++ with the simplicity of Visual Basic. It is statically typed, features OOP principles, clear syntax, and integrates well with the .NET ecosystem, making it suitable for developing Windows applications, web services, and enterprise software.
So now let's test the tool. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. Let me know what you think in the comments or what more you want to get from this channel. And don't forget to have fun.
C# is a modern object-oriented language by Microsoft popular for Windows apps, web services, and enterprise software. It's similar to C++ and Visual Basic, with key features like OOP, strong typing, async programming, and compatibility with other .NET languages. Widely used in desktop, web, game, mobile, and cloud development, C# offers productivity, a strong community, and cross-platform support through .NET Core, a reliable choice with a balance of performance and ease of use. Sharp Programming Languages Development.